Paul Potts, how are you?
It just feels all incredible at the moment. I'm just trying to pinch myself because at the moment I'm somewhere around cloud 66, I think.
It's a nice build-up, that, isn't it, comparing you with Jay McDonald? I hope you don't take that as an offensive kind of comment. How's it all going? I mean, you've been asked the same questions a million times. How do you feel? What's it like being a number one artist? I suppose for you, really, it's just one big blur at the moment because you're being swept away on this frenzy of everybody loving you.
Well, it just feels like a dream, and I'm having to pinch myself constantly, just thinking, why has it happened to me, it's just, I just still can't believe it, it's just, I'm constantly having to pinch myself.
I suppose the nice thing for you is you haven't been in a reality show as such like a Big Brother. You've actually got a talent and probably some similarities to someone like Jay McDonald. You're probably going to be around forever because you've actually got the talent to keep going. It's not as if this is something that's just come and could go again, is it?
Well, it was just such a privilege to work on the show, and amongst, so many talented artists and bearing, I'd like to give a shout out to the Combat Breakers, who are obviously from Coventry, great ambassadors for young people and great attitude they had right away throughout the show. And, it's just such a privilege to be on stage with acts like the Combat Breakers and, just a huge privilege to be involved in the show.
How are you finding show business generally? Are you enjoying talking to the likes of me, or would you rather just sing?
I just enjoy the whole experience, and it's just such a privilege.
Paul, you didn't answer whether you were enjoying talking to me. The answer was yes, you were thrilled to talk to me.
Just enjoying do what I love doing, and that's just a huge privilege.
I love the classical artists. Tomorrow I'm talking to a guy called Cortez, who's a new tremendous singer like yourself. I was the first guy to do an hour with Il Divo. I think they're unbelievable. And what you guys have done have brought the classics back in a popular way, in a modern way, and not in a boring way. And I think that's so nice because the kids don't really understand how brilliant classical music is.
Well, I think that classical music is for everyone. It's not just for certain sections of society. I think it's for everyone, and that's when a lot of the music was written, that's what it was for. I mean, Puccini was always criticised by his contemporaries as being somebody that wrote for the box office. But he wrote incredible music, and as did Mozart before him, who got the same sort of accusations. So it's just an immense privilege to be able to perform it.
What's your favourite opera?
La Bohème.
Mine's Winfrey.
By Puccini. Yours is, sorry?
Winfrey, Oprah Winfrey. Never mind. Listen, mate, one of the things I love about this new CD is your choice of songs. One of the songs is You Raise Me Up, which has to be the most covered song since Josh Groban did it ages ago. And it really is just anthemic, isn't it? Presumably that was a great choice to put on because it's the biggest song out at the moment.
Well, it's got a wonderful tune to it, and I'm very tune-led, so and it's got a fantastic tune, and it lends itself really well to classical singers because it's got the range. So it was an immense pleasure to record that one.
You see, you're tune-led, I'm tone-deaf. It's a very similar thing. I don't know about you, mate, and I've seen you on the TV, and a lot of people have made a lot of your appearance. I am the ugliest man on the radio. This is official. I am the most deeply unattractive broadcaster you'll speak to today. How is it now, the fact that everybody looks beyond that and they don't care because they're only interested in your voice? That must be nice. If only I could have one day in your boots.
Well, it's just a huge, the whole thing's just a huge haze, and it's been just such a privilege to be able to do what I truly love doing.
Now, where do you go from here? You've got the new album out, and I think this has to be the quickest turnaround on any album, isn't it? How did they get it together so quickly with the orchestra and everybody?
I don't know. I just walked in and the orchestra were there, so I didn't really get involved in all the bookings and things like that. So,
but what I mean is that's not easy, is it? To get a whole orchestra and the right notes together in the right key for you to sing them. I mean, that must have taken a massive amount of organisation for them to pull it around so quick.
I think that's a positive thing for the record company and how they were able to get everything organised organised quite that quickly, and to get it organised so well. I think the organisational side of Psycho and Sony BMG have been huge. To actually be able to get all that organised in such a short period of time, it's a real eye opener, and really positive thing for the record company. Just proves that the talent isn't just the person performing, but the people that are actually involved in doing all the background work that don't really get seen very much.
Have you had much to do with Simon Cowell?
I've had a few chats with him. I've always had a lot of time for him. He's always been one of the most honest people that you could come across. And if he says something, he means it. And it was just incredible. He stood on that stage, and with Simon saying, you're going to be in a recording studio next week. And 7 days later, I was in a recording studio. All
right, next we're going to come back with our remaining moments and do phone book trumps. All right, you ready for this, Paul? Phone book trumps coming next at Touch FM. I'm going to play my favourite song off the album, which is Conte Partiro, which is a beautiful song, Time to Say Goodbye, originally done by Bocelli and Brightman. I mean, you don't get any more anthemic and big than this, and that top note. It always makes me nervous. I saw you on Loose Women doing it the other day, and you clinch to think, is he going to make it? Is he going to make it? What is that thought that goes through your head when you get to that top note?
One of them is I hope it comes out. But I just try and trust my voice to come up with it in the right way.
Let's play phone book trumps then. I've been in show business 300 years and I have about 3 numbers in my phone. You've been meeting stars for the last few weeks non-stop. Have you got any numbers yet?
Any important ones?
Yeah, showbiz types.
I haven't got any showbiz numbers in there at all.
Really?
No, I've got none.
Good. Look, well, I'm very disappointed in you. I'd have thought you'd at least collected a few. You might have been able to get Sue Pollard or somebody. I just realised the other day I had to delete Bernhard Manning from my phone. No point keeping that there anymore, is there?
I've really got none in there at all.
Who would you like in your phone then? There must be somebody showbiz you'd like to be able to ring.
No, I really can't think of anybody.
Well, who's your biggest hero then?
I think Pavarotti's one of my biggest heroes, because he's always able to sing with good technique without really showing any strain. He's one of the and one of the singers that I've admired for getting beyond illness is Jose Carreras, who came through leukemia, of course.
I interviewed Bocelli last year, and I was very lucky to do it. It was one of 2 interviews he did in this country, and very shy man, a very private man. And again, it's one of those things where you're amazed that the voice comes from such a small person. Do you think it helps actually being bigger? When you look at Pavarotti, those big bass notes, if you see him live, you can understand how that kind of helps. Do you think it has anything to do with the voice?
I don't think it has a lot to do with the voice. Has a lot to do with size. It's more about how much lung capacity you have and how much support you give the sound from your diaphragm.
Also, I want to talk to you about the Emmet Enemy. They've been all over the press with you. They're a Coventry group. What's the nonsense? Is it a storm in a teacup? Is it one of those media things that's kept you going in the papers? Because we all need those from time to time.
I have no idea. I mean, I wish them all the best. I hope they continue to do well.
What did they say something disparaging about you then, or what was it?
I don't know. I haven't really paid too much attention.
We shan't worry about that then. It's a nothing.
I don't really think about other people, but I do wish them all the best. I mean,
do you worry how you do come across? Because obviously this is a difficult business where they're looking for the expose. They're looking to get you on front page of the News of the World. You kind of sell your soul to the devil when you come into this business, don't you? Has that concerned you? Because you seem like a brilliantly private man.
I'm just me, and I continue to be who I am, and all respect to everybody else that's in that's doing their best to work in an industry they like working in, and all the best to everybody else that's out there.
Are we going to see you live next year?
Well, I'm out and about all over the place. I'll be in Birmingham come February the 12th.
Oh, brilliant.
So that's fairly close to you.
Well, I look forward to seeing you then, Paul. It's really nice talking to you, and good luck with everything. You have a unique talent, and that's what that show was about. Thank God. At one point, it looked like it was becoming another X Factor, where it was one singer after another, and then you came on and blew everybody away, and that's really what that show's about. And you see it more with the American Has Got Talent, because they've got more wacky people than anyone, haven't they? Seems like
it's a bigger country.
I think so. Great to talk to you. Paul Potts is the news star. His album's in the shops now. You don't need to go far because it's number 1. It's the first CD you'll see, and it's all over everywhere. Paul, thanks for talking to me.
Thank you very much.